Junji Ito's Venus in the Blind Spot. This is a collection of short stories, and gosh, Viz Media does a pretty job. This cover's amazing. It's actually a dust jacket, and you've got an actual more Junji Ito art inside as the hardcover. And they've done a few of these. He mostly does horror short stories overall, and so they collect them like this. And this is a beautiful, like I said, deal. The only thing I'd like better is I think it'd be cooler if they did oversized art. You get some like postery type stuff to begin with, and then you get the table of contents here. Just has Billions Alone, The Human Chair, Unearthly Love, Venus in the Blind Spot, The Licking Woman, Master, Umez, and Me, How Love Came to Professor Kurta, The Enigma of Amirga Fault, The Sad Tale of Principal Post, and Keepsake in the contents here. Now, Billions Alone's a really weird story. They're all really weird stories. You know, it's interesting, and the art's really pretty. It's very different. I mean, there's just nobody who has art like this, but it's so expressive as he goes through, and he adds more panels per page than you see from most manga artists also. Now, there's people who are just getting sewn up and killed, and it turns out every time there's a meetup, these people get killed. And so this guy really likes this girl from back in high school, and they're going to have like a reunion or something, and he keeps getting pulled into her life. And eventually everybody gets really scared and people keep dying. And it ends up she's the person who holds these meetups and then ends up killing her. Very gruesome. This is the page that I'm going to get some stuff off YouTube here just in case. And a lot of these stuff is like this. There's some pages which I really can't show. The Venus in the Blind Spot story itself is really cute. A guy's in love with a girl who's from a UFO club, and he thinks he's been abducted. And what ends up is like when she comes close to him, he can't see her. He literally has a blind spot. And then when she's far away, he can see her. So he's like, what's going on here? And all these guys are in love with her. And her father is actually abducting people and performing experiments on their heads, like to make it so they can't see his daughter because he wants them away from her, it turns out, at the end of the day. It ends up in a tragedy at the end of the day, too. There's some interesting stuff here. This one's about, that I've got open on the page right now, is about a guy who like has a doll made, and he's in love with the doll. And so... he creepily is going away, and like she thinks he's cheating on her at first, and then she finds the doll, so she destroys the doll. The guy ends up like offing himself. So it's really, really dark stuff all the way through here. There's one where people just go into like these people-shaped holes, and then they tend to get mutilated at the end. It's very weird too. I'd say like storytelling-wise, like a lot of these don't just like have morals or feel like they've got complete arcs where you totally understand what's going on necessarily. Like the concept just sits as itself, and it's interesting in the raw sense of that, and it's interesting just because it doesn't feel right on the American front a lot of the times. Very, very interesting here. This is the licking woman, and that's a tongue. And this woman licks people, and it ends up like burning them and killing them. Very weird. Again, everything in this is just very weird. I'm not a huge horror guy, and these felt really gross at the end of the day. So this is not something I'd say for me, but I do respect the craft of this as masterful all the way around. If you do like horror, I think that you'll really enjoy these tales in this book right here. So I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for that. Venus in the Blind Spot, Junji Ito. And I hope you enjoy. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.